Truth Podcast. Tag truth, speaking truth. Yeah, we'll never back down. Hashtag truth, shine light on the underground. Hashtag truth, uncovering what they don't want known. Hashtag truth, uncovering what they don't want known. Hashtag truth podcast. We're never alone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Hashtag Truth. Tonight we have the one, the only Mr. Jonathan Hudson from Florida. It's Florida week.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I was telling you just as we came on that I was watching a lot of your matches on YouTube. I am excited about this. So let's not waste another second. Let's head right into our first segment.
Hashtag Truth Podcast. Tag truth, speaking truth. Yeah, we'll never back down. Hashtag truth, shine light on the underground. Hashtag truth, uncovering what they don't want known. Hashtag truth.
All right, Mr. Jonathan Hudson, how long have you been in the business? And let's start with this one. What made you decide to go into the wrestling business to begin with?
It's all I've ever wanted to do since I was 9 years old.
Who was you watching at 9 years old that made you go, man, I've got to go in and hurt myself every day to please some people?
To be like completely honest with you, I cannot remember the exact first thing I ever watched of pro wrestling.
Okay.
I can tell you though, the moment where I was like, that's what I want to do. And it was when Goldberg wrestled Raven on Nitro for the U.S. title.
Oh.
And that was I was a young kid, so man, yeah.
You're talking Raven from ECW, right?
Well, but when he was Cool Raven in WCW too, with the flock and everything.
Right.
And I remember watching the match and everything, and just marking out, But then at the end, when the flock came in and Goldberg's taking stop signs and throwing everyone out, lifting up Reese, the big giant. That was the first time, and he just looked in the camera and just screamed like all this energy out. And then the camera, if you watch that, it's an upshot of him screaming down at the camera, and then it pans out a little, like it cuts to another angle, and it kind of pans out. And that was the first time I ever looked at the crowd.
Wow.
And that, at such a young age, because I've been an athlete my whole life, I love the cheer, hearing that pop for this total badass, just manhandling everything. And I want to do that. And at the age of 13, got a trampoline, was wrestling on the trampoline with my wrestling buddies. And wrestling buddies, as in my Macho Man Randy Savage and my Hogan, like the little guys. And I was by myself. And that was like the defining moment of this is what I want to do. Yeah.
Oh man. So where did you first get into wrestling? Who did you hook up with that got you through the door of the business and started training you?
No problem. Okay, so it dates back to 2006.
Okay.
I started training because I'm originally from Malibu, California.
Okay.
I started training at a place called UPW, Ultimate Pro Wrestling, with two Canadian twins called the Ballard Brothers. They've trained some pretty good people, and they were really good trainers. They taught me how to give and take, and the basic steps of a match. That's about it, but they taught me a lot.
Right.
And then something clicked where it was like, if I want to get more training, I got to go to different places. So in 2007, 7, I would say, I shipped out to Charlotte, North Carolina, and trained at High Spots with George South.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very big name in our area. We're from South Carolina, North Carolina. So George South is a very big name here.
Yeah, like he was old school, like just
Oh, yeah.
everything old school,
Everything.
I liked. I really liked that. So I was there for a few months, ran out of money, and then had to move back home. And then
Getting trained for wrestling is not cheap.
no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Especially when you're trying to do it yourself.
Right.
And then from there, I went to another place in California. It's in Bell Gardens, California. It's called Santino Bros Academy.
Okay.
With Joey Chaos down there, and I was training down there, and then mustered up enough money to get out towards like the Georgia area. And I was just kind of bouncing around out there. Wasn't really, didn't have like a mainstay. Ran out of money again. then came home. Then I made some money again while the Ballard Brothers, who I was originally training with, had their own little class. So I was training with them, trying to make some more money. And then I shipped out to Tampa, Florida in 2009, 10, and tried to get into FCW. But they were WWE affiliated at the time, so and they
we're talking to Seth Rollins, all them guys.
Yeah, they were
there, right?
Yeah, and then
you get in there, you're going places.
Yeah, I tried, but and I'll admit, I thought I was ready. Hell no, I was nowhere close to being ready, which is why I'm glad I was turned away. But,
Jamie Salmon said, hello, gentlemen. How you doing? Jamie, welcome to Hashtag Truth. We're sitting here talking with Jonathan Hudson during Florida week, and he's telling us about how he got into the business and who he started with.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember who your very first match was?
Yes. It was horrible. It was horrible. Okay, so it was at a place called WPW. It's World Power Wrestling in Anaheim, California. It's in the back of the Anaheim Flea Market. So this is a place where you can get a sound system in your car, windows tinted, a tattoo, a funnel cake, a haircut, clothes, shoes, DVDs, anything you want, you can get there. And in the back,
so it was basically a wrestling circus. That's where the wrestling came from, was a circus. So why not put it right with the circus?
Straight up, yeah. So I got my first match there against a guy. He got to Lucha Underground. I know that. I forgot who he was though, but he was going by the name of Mirror Image Ricky Mandel, and he really helped me out. It was good. I actually, this is how old I am. I have it on VHS. So I still have my first match.
Richard Atkins said Hashtag Truth is getting the gains. Okay.
Oh, what's up, Richard?
Missy Childers said kind of like Walmart. Kind of like wrestling out at Walmart. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And actually, it might have been a little better than Walmart. It was cheaper, and you can get more things.
Yeah, exactly.
That was my very first match, but I truly didn't really get my start till late 14, 15. In California, it was very cliquey, I'm not going to say like names or companies or anything, but actually I kind of will say names, but like, the Joey Ryans, the Young Bucks, the Super Dragons, the Ring of Honor guys. Like, if you weren't in that clique, good luck. And I did everything I could to be in that clique. I gave rides to the workers for like PWG from LAX over, and
I'm surprised because watching your work, you're excellent. You're at their par right now. I mean,
right now, I would say so. Yeah, right now. Back then, hell no, not at all. I didn't really get my start until I met a man by the name of Angel Armani out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And
my hometown. Yes.
There you go, brother. There you go.
I'm from Milwaukee.
Nice, man. I used to live off of what was 60th? 60th and Greenwood, I think it was called.
Oh wow, we lived down off of 27th and Harrison. We lived on the south side.
Oh, you were on the 27th. I used to work at the Jimmy John's right by there.
There you go.
Hell yeah, man! I delivered from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. every night.
There you go. See, small world, man.
Yeah,
small
brother,
world. I moved down to South Carolina and got involved in wrestling about 7 years ago and started my podcast. So
nice, brother. Nice. Yeah. That's why
I think you're number 522 or 23. You're over 500 interviews for me. So I've interviewed people from all over, and I'm having a blast doing this. And that's why, I hardly get down to Florida at all or watch a lot of Florida wrestling. So this week, with you and Mr. Antoine, who's coming tomorrow, I'm pretty sure you know who he is.
Who?
You said who? Art.
August.
Yes.
You're gonna have a fun podcast.
Oh yeah. I'm already looking forward to it because I've seen his promos and I've seen all the. And if he acts the way he acts, oh boy, we're gonna have some fun.
He's a character, but a good one. A good one. Yeah. No, I have much respect.
So you're in that category of wrestlers. I'm watching all these guys at like WWN and the surrounding area wrestling that you go to. And it looks pretty good, like TV type wrestling.
Yeah, no, I'm TV ready. I'll admit that for sure. And at the moment, I'm training at a really good place right now. I'm in front of all the right people. Have I made a few mistakes on the way? Of course I have, but nothing that's too bad. I'm busting.
Life always gets in the way somehow, some way for wrestling,
brother.
But it's a lifestyle, man. You got to stick 100%. With it. If you really want it, you got to stick with it.
I've been sticking with this. I've been on the chicken, rice, and broccoli diet since I was 14 years old. So.
I'm 450 pounds, brother. You saying all the wrong words.
Oh, bro. One day, when I'm retired, one day I'm just gonna have fun. Yeah. But no, I didn't really get my true start until like 14, 15 with Angel Armani in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then in 2015, I just blew up all over the Midwest from Wisconsin, the whole Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. Did a few in Ohio. Minnesota, all over the Midwest. And honestly, the Midwest is a great place for any independent wrestler, any worker just trying to start, because it looks really good on the resume when you can say I've wrestled in multiple states. And like, true story, I had a show in Milwaukee for Crusher Fest is what it's called.
Okay. Right.
I'd had a show at 3 p.m. for Crusher Fest, got out of there around like 4:15 in my gear. Took the 94 all the way down. You can drive out of Milwaukee or out of Wisconsin through Illinois, and I got to Indiana, and I had a match. In you can have a match in 2 different states in one day. So like the Midwest, it's got to start. Yeah.
Oh, it's right up there where Wisconsin meets Illinois and Iowa. It's right there. Minnesota's right there. You can go many places in a matter of hours.
Yeah. Exactly. And also, I'm not going to bash the Midwest. They got some great talent out there. Great talent. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I know a couple of companies that run outside of Milwaukee, right in that area. So there is some pretty good wrestling up there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what did you realize the difference? Because there is. I've seen wrestling up north. I've seen wrestling down south. Tell me, what's the difference between northern wrestling and southern wrestling, in your opinion?
Well, as it pertains to Southern, like as in Florida,
Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina. I've always been told, and let's see if you agree, it's a slower kind of wrestling down here.
The South, like as in like the Carolina. Well, I'm gonna say like across the middle of America, like the Carolina, Tennessee. The Midwest, old school. Yes. They want to be worked. They want to get involved. Tell a story, and it doesn't have to be this intricate, like oh, we're gonna do this, and I can get in this and get. It's like, let's get all of our shit in. Sorry for my language, but
no, you're good.
They just show them some wrestling, do some cheap heat. They just love being worked.
Right.
Out here, like in Florida, they love being worked, but yet there's also times where you can go fast. Because like out in the Midwest in certain areas where it's still old school,
right?
You can do some of those like Ring of Honor spots, as we call them, and in your mind, you're like, oh, this will get yeah. Every time I do this, it gets a huge pop, and then you do it, and it's crickets because it's not what
So
they're there.
yeah, I can tell
Yeah,
you, man. They love their ground and pound and chain wrestling,
yeah,
and
that old school, that old school.
yes, they
Yeah,
love that here in my area too. And you got some kids. I call them the cruiserweight division, because that's basically what they are. A lot of kids, 120 to 200 pounds in there that can
yeah,
do the 450s off the top rope without even blinking. Those kind of you know who I'm talking about. And I've
oh,
got some
definitely.
friends that are like that, and they're growing out of it. They're growing into pure wrestlers, and it's fun to watch. But
It's
you got a whole group of people that want to be them little guys who jump up and do AEW all day long and got to
yeah,
run, and there's no story. It's just let's get to the top of the ladder and make an awe moment. It's
yeah.
crazy.
No, the only this is every time like because a lot of people will come up to me after shows or after their matches and be like, hey, did you watch my match? Did you see anything, critiques, anything? And anytime I see like, a 450, I usually let slide. But if I see some stupid, like, just something stupid, like a 630 or whatever,
Right,
my first question is, how old are you? And their
right.
first answer is always like, oh, I'm 22, I'm 23. All right, do you want to do this for a living? Yes. Okay, are you going to do that same move when you're 43? I don't think
No,
so. Everyone's going to get to know you by doing that. And then eventually that's going to get taken away from you. And then what do you got? Learn how to work.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Richard Richard Atkinson, he's talking about this gains meter. He said, "Hey Scott, get the gains meter out." There's got to be a story there, bro.
It was a character I did out in the Midwest. It got over. I was the doctor of Gainsonomics, and everything was about gains and chicks and the gym, and it got over pretty good. Um, but it
There's a
didn't la-
but.
it didn't last long. It didn't last long. I'll just say
But
that.
yeah, if you have a real gimmicky thing, a really gimmicky thing, it don't last too long.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, I went through quite a few gimmicks, and the moment I was like, you know what, screw this. Then when they're like, hey, do you have any monarchs you want to come out to? I'm just like, you know what, no, Jonathan Hudson. And once I started just kind of becoming me, that's when everything started
Right.
to
There you go.
really
They
pick up.
always say, but the best wrestlers are just you jacked up 100 times. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm legit like I'm a pissed off person. I hide it really well, but I'm always
You
angry.
seem calm. Whenever I see you promoing or talking, when you get to hear you talk on YouTube and that, you seem calm.
Well, because that's the art of the promo, which I'm assuming
Got
we
you.
might get into later. But yeah, no, like I'm always pissed off. I'm always angry every time. Yeah. But this anger is what's driving me to get to where I want to be. So I'm taking it.
There you go, man. And I like it. Me too. Me too. So Richard Atkinson said, I remember when John asked me and a friend to be involved with a spot a few years ago.
I had a match with a buddy of mine named Greg Glover out in Chicago, so a little outside Chicago, and it was for my Tri-States Championship and
Okay.
Crash Chested Wrestling Tri-States Championship, and
Okay.
I was just like, hey, do you guys mind catching me? This is right before the show. They got like early in. I was like, hey, do you guys mind catching me? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. You'll know when it's coming. And I got my buddy up against the guardrail. I was like, pitch me over. And I backed up. I ran. They threw me over. They caught me.
Wow.
And it's not Gatorade, it's a Gainerade.
Gainerade.
Yeah,
Okay.
Richard gave me a Gainerade. I took a few sips, got my breath, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah.
Everything was gains, right?
Every
Gainerade. I love it.
Gainerade. I only wash my clothes with Gains. Like everything was Gains. Yeah,
I love it.
encompassed my life.
I love it. WrestleCast podcast. You guys go check out Cowboy Bob with WrestleCast podcast. He has a very good podcast over there. He just got through interviewing IMR, one of my good friends. So it is a really good show. Go check him out. Missy wants to know, what is your character?
All right. Okay. So right now I'm just a pissed off dude. Like I got over really big as a baby face, and then turned bad guy because I love being an angry person. So I got over with the booze and everything pretty quick. But as it pertains to my character, no, this is actually, I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I'm ever admitting this on any podcast.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
The only people that know this are my family, my wife,
Oh, wow.
and the people I train with.
Okay.
The people I train with, it's a really close knit. It's a really top notch school, and yeah. And anywho, so my character. All right, so uh, everyone's character, if you kind of look from WWE all the way down to the guys in the garage, all their characters have a struggle.
Right.
There's some chip on their shoulder. There's some dark place they've always been to. So it's 2025. This is real, and this is the first time I'm actually admitting this. So hopefully I don't get too much flack. But in my opinion, I feel I can really truly reach a lot of people
Okay.
with this if I use real life. So
Right.
I'm 12 years clean from heroin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was a pretty bad one. Pretty bad one.
Congratulations, man. I'm glad to hear that.
I hate looking. It reminds me, but I got the scar right here, and yeah, no, 12 years clean, and never looked back. And it's crazy because like since then, I've had some surgeries and some injuries, and the doctors have prescribed me like Percocets or Oxys or whatever, and my brain has like completely switched to just like, okay, what do I need? I'll take it as needed. And then like I actually have like a vial of a bunch of them still in that they've been in there for like 6 months.
Right.
I don't need them.
Right.
My brain completely switched from needing it to I'm a grown man now. What am I doing?
There you go.
Yeah. So and while I was homeless, or not, well, because of being an addict, I eventually became homeless.
I mean, it usually goes hand in hand. I mean, you
Yeah,
got to
you're
have
either gonna die,
everything.
go to jail, or be homeless. Yeah,
Right.
and so I've been homeless a few times, but the first time was my doing because I was all not
Messed
there.
up in the head. Right.
Yeah, and I was homeless, living. I don't know if you're familiar with LA or anything, but I was living in a really nice bush under off of Coldwater Canyon.
Oh, wow. No, I don't know where that's at, but
It's a road you can take. You can literally take Coldwater into the valley, or you can take it into Hollywood. It's one of the canyons.
okay. I got you. I got you.
Yeah. So I was living in the bush off there, and like the things that
So
I
if I'm not
experienced,
being too nosy, what got you up and out of that?
I tried quitting so many times, probably in the thousands. I did every medication, I went to rehab, everything.
Right.
Nothing worked
Right.
until one day I wanted it. I wanted to quit. Like it wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna do it this time. Like it was like, no, like I want this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be I want to, like, I know this doesn't sound
Enough was finally enough.
Yeah, I know this doesn't sound cliche, but
Right.
I literally said to myself, if you ever want to be WWE champion, how the hell are you going to do it like this? What are you
There's
doing?
no way. There's no way.
And so I contacted my parents and told them I needed help. And we got the perfect help for me. And haven't looked back since. And I truly feel I can take that real life experience and the dark shit that I went through at that time and show people that you can make it on the other side.
Yes.
The reason, like, one of my gimmicks used to be Mr. 3%, and I was really shredded. Like I think I'm still kind of shredded, but I was really shredded at the
You
time.
got a decent build. We're gonna see you wrestle here in a little bit. You got a decent build.
I actually had 3.6% body fat at the time. So
Wow.
people believe Mr. 3% was because of my body fat. The reason why I was Mr. 3% is because people who quit like addiction and make it out on the other side and don't go back is 3%.
Wow.
So I was honoring that 3% of people that
That's
quit
awesome. I love that.
and,
Thank you for sharing that, man.
and
Because that
that,
I know that
yeah.
had to be hard. That probably wasn't easy because you don't know me from Cheyenne.
It wasn't, but
But
I'm not afraid to admit it. You know, this is that's what I did, and
and somebody out there struggling with the same thing that's
yeah,
watching
man,
this, I
and I'll
guarantee
be
you
like,
they'll see
I
it.
just and like so when I talk about how characters have a struggle or a dark place, like you son of a bitch, like I've true like you don't know what it's like literally falling asleep under a bush late at night because you don't want to get mugged and you have to wake up really early because you don't know if anyone's stolen anything from you or has you at a knife point. The scariest moment of my life at that time was I dozed off for about 2 minutes and woke up and I heard a blood curdling scream, and this was a human scream. I knew this was a girl. It was a blood curdling scream, and then silent for like 10 seconds, and then you just heard the coyotes laughing and howling as if that's what they do when they eat. And then two days later, so at 5:30 in the morning when McDonald's would open at that time, for $2.10 with tax, you can get a McMuffin with cheese and no egg, but and a coffee, and the coffee has free refills till 10 o'clock. So I'm in there till 10, just sipping back coffee.
Right.
So 2 days later, the news is on. They found a body eaten by coyotes. I was literally about a block and a half from where I was sleeping.
Oh man, that is sad.
Yeah, sad and scary. And like so, like I've been to real dark places, so why not use real life so I can really show the true emotion and people can really feel.
I like that 3%. And what it means.
It was like an unsung, you know, a secret gimmick. Like yeah, it's the body fat, whatever. But in reality, it's because of this. Because in my honestly, I wasn't ready to admit this to people. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind admitting it, but at the time I was told like, "Hey man, if you want to make it, don't talk about that." But at this point in my life, it's like, man, I can reach so many people.
How many professional wrestlers have we heard that has taken steroids and gotten off of it? It's the same thing. I mean, I'm not trying to compare bad with bad, but you know, how can a professional wrestler tell you no, keep that under wraps when there are real stories of wrestlers doing that, the painkillers after matches and things like it. To be real, I mean that's one of the reasons why you don't know this. I called my podcast #Truth. Nobody, Scott, #Truth means nothing when it comes to wrestling. Yes, it does.
Oh, you're getting the truth
out of people. Look what happened. This is a great story, and I love it.
Oh, so I can use the dark moments and the struggles from that in the character. I can admit that that's what I used to be, but I'm now 12 years clean and going. I haven't looked back. I haven't even had a thought about it. You know, I'm doing great now. I'm in my home. I got a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful little girls.
Nice.
Doing what I love to do. And honestly, like, even if this character that I'm gonna try, it's a new character I'm trying to put out.
Before you get to the new character, Missy said, very proud of you. I will pray for you to remain strong.
Oh, hey, Missy, honey, no need to pray to remain strong. I'm all good. 12 years. I'm over.
We're still going to pray for you, though, because that's cool, man.
My drug is professional wrestling. Because
there you go. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Richard said I would have never known that. Nobody would know that, Richard, unless
I hit it very well. I'll admit, even when I was taking it and doing that stuff, I was still going to, you know, I was homeless, so the only way I can shower was with my $10 Planet Fitness. So, you know, I was still going to the gym. I was still working out, you know, but I was not
Not in a good
Oh,
place mentally.
not a good, yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, I think the character that I want to portray, what I just explained, um,
So
I
the
think you could,
passion, let's call it passion. The passion that you're bringing out in this character is from all the ill will and the feelings you had back then, correct?
yeah, and then kind of transition it into the anger that I have now that
You're
I
turning the passion into motivation too.
yeah, motivate like a heel would take that and say, I've worked so hard and I see
Yeah.
so many people that get stuff that I deserve, not you. The baby face would be, this is what I've gone through. You want to know who I am, people? I am no different than you. I wake up in the morning, I put my big boy pants on, I have bills, I have a wife, I got kids I gotta provide for. I'm a blue collar dude. I really
Right.
am.
Right.
I am,
It
I am
shows
like,
in your wrestling style too. I
I,
don't mean
I
to, by all means that's a compliment.
thank you. Yeah, no, like
It shows in your wrestling style because you are to me you look like and when I first started watching you, and please take this as a compliment,
thank you.
whether you like him or not, you remind me a lot of Tully Anderson,
Thank you.
a lot.
Thank you.
And it's like, wow, dude, look at this guy. We're gonna watch you wrestle now because of that story. We're a little bit long, but that's okay. We're gonna go
Sorry
right
about
into your
that.
promo. I'm not even gonna play the intro. Let's watch you promo and be part of that character. So,
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah, go for it.
kinda. Let's watch it and we'll talk about it afterwards.
All right.
2025, the first show of FIP. Everything burns. The WWN officials have yours, Jonathan Hudson, going up against Bulletproof Troop. Now, Bulletproof Troop, I respect you. I actually respect the hell out of you. I'm pretty sure you and I see somewhat on the same level. We have the same mindset. I mean, you're a legit badass, dude. You're an MMA commentator, MMA fighter. You're the lights out extreme fighting heavyweight champion. I mean, you're everything that I should fear. But a wise man once told me there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And when you get rid of the fear, there's nothing left to fear. So once again, you and I, the two toughest badasses in all of FIP, are going to go head to head, toe to toe, man to man, this Sunday, January 12th at the OCC Roadhouse. See you there.
I love that. That is so cool, man. And now that I know your story,
Yeah.
I see where fear, there's nothing to fear but fear itself and things like that. It makes more sense to me.
I'm slowly reverting that character into I'm slowly bringing it in. I don't want to just be like, hey guys, this is what I used to do.
Right? Yes, very
you
much.
know,
So.
I'm trying to slowly integrate it into what I am now. So it kind of has a nice pace. And even if it just reaches one person, like I've overdosed twice, man. I shouldn't even be here.
Wow.
I'm living proof that a complete, I am, and I'll admit, I'm a complete moron. I just do some research and love what I'm autistic about wrestling, which I actually really am. I am autistic too.
Okay. So you got all kinds of things going on.
I'm all messed up. I got a couple screws loose, but no, like even if I could just reach one person, like I saved a life.
There you go.
I'm all for that.
That's what it's all about in the end, man. I mean,
Yeah, man.
You gotta, especially your fans. When your fans realize something like that, and I'm an old school guy too. I love kayfabe, but if I know something about you like that, and you become like a superstar, and you start acting, the way you was gonna act, it's real to me. It's real to me. And one of my biggest sayings on my show is give me something to invest in. And that would be perfect.
They could send me out to talk at rehabs, NA meetings. I wasn't an alcoholic, but NA meetings.
Still it's a storyline. So they can put anything in there.
Oh my God. I can be buried on that. Like there's so much you can work with that storyline.
Oh, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, without a doubt. And you know, if I know your story, I'm gonna whisper to my friend who's watching wrestling with me, hey, I know what's going on. Check this out. This guy was this, and this, and now
Yeah.
look, and they get a new light on a character. I love that. I love that.
Thank you. Thank
I,
you.
I appreciate you sharing that with us, man.
Yeah.
I've had a few people come on. I had one guy come on and say that he spent the better part of his life in prison, came out, now he owns a wrestling company. So,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
stories like that matter. They really
Yeah,
do.
man.
So I appreciate you telling me and my audience.
Yeah, of course, of course. That was the first time ever. So hopefully, it doesn't.
It resonated well with me. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm more enthralled in wanting to see more of your wrestling now because of the story, man. So you
Thank you.
caught me hook,
Yeah,
line, and sinker, man.
that's a big reason why like I hit hard and I tell the person like, hey, how hard I hit you, hit me just as hard or even harder. I won't get mad. Like that pain, like I need that pain. That makes me feel alive.
You're a contact guy. You like
Yeah,
contact.
yeah. No,
If you're gonna put a clothesline in there, put it in there. If you're gonna
have some
hit me.
line. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, there's not a lot of wrestlers that are that love the contact. Nowadays, it's all about don't hurt me, don't hurt me.
Yeah, you know what? Instead of doing a huge slippy slappy Canadian destroyer spot, one good punch and you sell it good. That's all you need.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite wrestlers that embodied that was the Bullet, Bob Armstrong. I used to love a lot of his was just bare knuckle, just
That's
punching
it.
people. He did wrestling moves, but I mean most of it was just ground and pound.
And you believed it.
Oh yeah.
It was like that because the guy sold it like selling, man. If you can take a poke in the eye and sell it like I'm blind the rest of the match. Like sell, yeah.
One thing that drives me nuts in wrestling, and it will turn me off on a match immediately, is somebody does a big spot or somebody works on a leg for like 10 minutes during a match, and next thing you know, the guy's up running back and forth in the ring.
No. I actually did that. With there's a wrestler out here. He goes by Cha Cha Charlie.
Okay.
He's a pretty big name out here. Works with a really good company called CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling. Wrestling. We worked together. I worked his leg for like 8 minutes.
Wow.
The only thing was when I went to go throw him off, he collapsed. And then everything else, he was in the middle selling his knee, and I just fed into him.
There you go.
It wouldn't have made sense if he was just like, I'm good to go. And yeah, no. And that's a huge thing of the indies, bro. Like, when you like
you'll get more bookings if you know how to sell than if you know how to legit wrestle.
Like if you get this is just my opinion, and I've been told this by my coaches and from them telling me and me like just watching. If you get and this is if anyone's watching, this goes for the indies.
They're watching
all the way up to the big show. If you get like a 5-minute tryout match, and you can do all these cool moves, maybe just do one. Don't do all of them. All they want to know is, can he work, or can he or she work? Does he or she have good foot placement? Can they tell a story? Always work back to the hold. Right. Give that big button in the shine, then pull the rug. Just work. That's all they want. Show them how to work. And even if the cutoff is just a punch, you tell that babyface, you sell that punch like I just kind of ringed you a little bit, and that crowd will be like, just work. Just work.
My dad just came in from church, so he wants to know baby or heel. I'll let you answer that again.
Man, I'm kind of like a tweener, but I lean more towards the heel side. I got a lot of boos, but I do have a few fans that cheer me quite a bit. I prefer the boos. I like being hated.
It's easier to be hated than it is to be liked, and that's weird, but it is.
It is, but it's also easier to be liked when you've already been hated.
Yes, to flip it, yes, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I
So
agree. Richard
no,
said, "Boo."
if I could pick, definitely heel. But like I'm not trying to blow smoke up my ass or anything. But with my work ethic in the ring and everything, everyone can tell who how good I am, and I kind of get over with just with my wrestling alone.
I
So
love that.
I'll take it. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and hit a commercial right here for Retro Toys and Collectibles, one of my sponsors. As soon as we get off on the other side of that, we're going to watch Mr. Jonathan Hudson wrestle. So we'll be right back.
This is 4-Foot Batman. And 4-Foot Batman knows the home of great collectibles at awesome prices. Retro Toys and Collectibles, movie memorabilia, Magic the Gathering cards, wrestling figures, Hot Wheels, the always popular Funko Pops, and much, much more. He knows the Hall of Collectibles is located in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina, at 400 East Main Street. Give them a call today, 980-989-5181. Retro Toys and Collectibles, the heavyweight champion in collecting.
Retro Toys and Collectibles, guys, go out there. Go in, tell Cotton, the owner, that hashtag True sent you. You might just get a little surprise. So if you collect anything, and I do mean anything, go see Cotton. If he don't have it, he knows how to get it. I guarantee you. All right, Mr. Jonathan Hudson, we're going to watch you live at WWN. First thing I want to say is I want to thank WWN because and go out and check out this company, ladies and gentlemen. Check them out on YouTube. They're a great company. They do great camera work and everything. So I know it's a good company who cares about their wrestlers. Go check them out because I'm not only using WWN tonight, but I'll be using them again tomorrow night. So I'll be doing the same spill tomorrow night when we see a certain other wrestler, which we're going to talk about here in a little while. But we talked about it for a few minutes, but in a little while. So here you are. Set us up with what we're about to see. This is you live at WWN versus Andrew Mitchell. How'd this come about?
They just threw it together. I was at the time the WWN multimedia champion, and I'm defending it here against Andrew Mitchell. Andrew Mitchell is that guy right there in the cowboy hat. He's a young kid. He's a good kid. He's a newly father. So
Okay.
congratulations for him.
Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Good kid, good listener. I've worked him before this.
Oh, you're definitely playing heel. I saw this.
Oh yeah. So, what's cool about WWN is that sometimes they let you push the limits a little bit. So
I like it.
Usually in the beginning of my matches, I'm slow. I take my time. I don't. I'm not trying to. I'm gonna blow myself up later on.
You just tossed him across the ring. You are almost twice this man's size. I mean,
I'm shoot 231 pounds. So, and I think he's like 100. I don't know.
I don't think he's quite 200 yet.
But no, but like, well, so also like with these young guys that I work here over at WWM Proving Ground, I'll call most of the match, but I always start it with, okay, like, what do you want to do? And then I'll kind of place it and things like that. Also, the point of Proving Ground, which I kind of had to learn on my own, which I'm totally fine with, no ill will or anything. It's a place where you help out, especially guys like myself, you help out the younger guys.
Right.
You help get them over. You show them how to work a proper match. Slow down. Don't times when to move fast. All that stuff like that. So with Andrew here, I just pretty much said to him like,
Now, see, it's the subtle things like you were talking about, like right there. You knew where the hard cam was. You got him down in that headlock, and you scooted around to where the hard cam could see what you were doing.
Well, not gonna lie, it's pretty easy when all three sides are just completely blocked off.
Right.
And, there's only one side, but still, like a setup like that is actually a great way to learn how to work the hard cam.
Yes,
because there's all yeah. you're facing that wall. No one can see your face. So, but yeah, no, I asked him like, what do you want to get in? And everything the young guys want to do, I do. It makes them happy.
What is your favorite move to perform? Wow, I stumped you.
I mean, my favorite move at
Your favorite move to perform. It excites you every time you do it.
Oh, simple. So at most shows, mainly FIP, there's always a Goldberg chant. They always chant Goldberg, and I always tell my opponent, "Hey, if you hear a Goldberg chant, just get ready. Just get ready." It shuts.
Here comes the brain buster, right?
It shuts them up real quick. It really does. I throw them and I tell them to feed at, I give them the spear. I do the whole Goldberg shtick, and they fucking pop for it. And
I
then with
love
the
it.
jackhammer, I'm very fortunate on how to like balance and hold someone up there for a while, so it looks cool. Throw a few twists in there, and then with the jackhammer. So I mean,
Right.
and that's always fun, just doing the moves of like your childhood,
Oh yeah.
like heroes you used to watch.
And you're I would say you're pretty close to Goldberg size too, so it shouldn't be hard to do to most wrestlers.
I don't know, man. He came out to like 6'4", 295.
Oh, okay.
But like I guess like at my height equivalency, yeah, I could be up there. I could be up there.
Springboard. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, he gets in some stuff here for sure. He definitely puts on a good show. Yeah, he really does. But yeah, man, the spear jackhammer, and honestly, my favorite moves are when I take moves, because
Okay.
I tell
You
them,
just love the physicality of wrestling, and I love that.
yeah,
I dig that about you.
I really do. For some reason, I love the pain. Like sometimes it really hurts and it screws me up, and there's an ER bill and it sucks. But
Right.
I love the hard hitting. I love feeling it.
Don't take this the wrong way when I ask, but this is the way my head works.
Of course.
Maybe some of this pain that you like in the wrestling now is diverting from the pain that you were doing back when you were doing what you were doing, messing yourself up.
You're starting to connect the dots.
You're replacing one pain with a better pain.
And if like how I say, wrestling's my light. If that pain, like that's why my character, in my opinion, my character is so dangerous. Win, lose, draw, it does not matter to me. I just need to feel it.
I love that right here. I love you got him in a
yeah, no, sometimes they speed up a little bit and you got to slow them down real quick.
Right. He tried to stand up real quick.
Yeah, and just say like, "Sell, brother," and just give him a big
He's
one.
selling this time though. He looks like he's dead. He looks like he's dying down there. But
yeah, no, this kid put on he put on for what he at his level of training and everything. No bash on him. He put on a great show for this match. I had a lot of fun. Like a really good listener. Yeah,
see,
really.
I like that. Now, let me ask you something. When you get in the locker room, now you got some years behind you. How many years have you been in wrestling? Have you been actively wrestling?
This will be the 11th.
So 11 years. Do you still find yourself getting into a locker room and you see somebody else who maybe is a TV guy, or he's got a few more years than you? Do you find yourself kind of moving your chair over and kind of opening the ears and trying to catch some knowledge?
No, I'll just straight walk up to him and be like, "Hey, can I pick your brain for a second?"
Okay, I was trying to be subtle, but okay, I like that in you.
I'll just, okay, can I pick your brain for a minute? And I'll just ask him whatever I want to ask him, which I do sometimes, most definitely. But to be honest with you, man, that's what happens to me. People come up to me and ask me, what would you do here? What would you do there? Blah 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 blah. Like, I'm usually the one who gets asked.
You took him up. Okay.
Yeah, so I caught him right there and didn't let his feet touch the ground. Picked him up just to show strength and told him to sell. And I'm just catching my breath right here. Yeah.
Jamie wants to know: is there a difference between the Midwest and Florida crowds?
Yes. Yes, big time. Well, not really big time, but yes, there is. Florida crowds are really good. They do get into the match. They're more of a mixture of you can do old school wrestling, but then throw in some cool stuff, some big stuff and everything. Um, there is a difference in crowd size. My opinion, and I know I live in Florida. I'm not trying to knock it. I love it here, but the Midwest, they draw.
Yeah.
They draw big time. There's a few old companies I used to work for that I'm hoping to try and get back to, hopefully sometime this year for a few shows. They're pulling in 400 plus every show. They're pulling in, yeah, they're filling it up.
Those are owner promoters who are getting out there and doing their jobs.
Well, so, and yeah, and like, oh, well, so some of them, some of the promotions have been around since, they're like 20 plus years old.
Right.
And like, so they're staples in the areas of the Midwest where they are.
He
But
called him.
oh, I think I got him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Double. Oh, again. Oh,
Yeah,
this time you're not messing with it. You just.
We're just reversing and reversing and reversing.
Okay.
Got to try and put the kid over, brother.
That is great. This is a good match. I would have paid to see this match.
Oh yeah, no, this was a really fun match, and right now, most young guys after the kick out, they would give like a face maybe, and then go right into the next spot.
Right.
And I told him, take your time, and he took his time, just getting this breath and selling. Let it settle with the crowd. And I know there's no sound crowd here, but
right.
All this, they're popping, they're making noise. They're making noise for this match for sure.
Yeah. 1, 2, and another near miss. All right.
I can't let him beat me. I just kept telling him, take your time, act, show your face, frustration, all that stuff. And he did it. He listened, and it was, I have no complaints about this match whatsoever. And I will admit, he's one of the I came up with that.
Go to sleep. Good night.
Yeah, that's my version of it. I came up with it. And I used to use it as a finisher, but like no one would really pop for it. So I changed it.
How would they not? Why would they not pop for a go to sleep type? A knee to the face. Hello.
Well, they do pop for it when like it comes out of nowhere and quick like that. Yeah, but like if I'm like holding it, they don't really care for it. But
I can understand that. Oh, super kick to the face. Okay.
Yep. And
he's got to go up.
Yeah, I don't know why he went to the furthest corner, but whatever. And then he is one of a handful of people. Oh. He is one of a handful of people.
It's over.
Who can take my finisher.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, properly know how to take it. Yeah.
That is awesome.
There we go. Yeah.
that was WWN, ladies and gentlemen. Go and check them out on YouTube. They have a lot of great wrestlers, a lot of great matches. I want to, put a shout out to the company because not only am I going to use them tonight, but I'm going to use them again tomorrow night. But we're going to go straight into our next because we're already almost an hour in. So yeah, time flies when you're having fun, man. Your story, I didn't want to interrupt you at all because I
apologize.
No, please don't apologize because that story probably helped. Like you said, if you helped just one.
Hey, if anyone's listening, please feel free to private message me. I'll talk you out of it all.
There you go, without a doubt. So let's go right into my favorite segment of the show. I'm going to go ahead and hit the intro. I'm going to get it set up. We're going to do name drop. This is one of my favorites. Here we go.
Hashtag Truth Podcast. Hashtag Truth. Speaking truth. Yeah, we'll never back down. Hashtag Truth. Shine light on the underground. Hashtag Truth. Uncovering what they don't want known. Hashtag Truth.
All right, we are all set up. we are going to play name drop. I'm going to show Jonathan Hudson 5 people. I'm pretty sure he knows all 5. He's going to tell us a little story, yay, nay, like, not like. I had to start off with this guy because I watched you and him put on a great show, Baby Keith.
That's my brother right there. Character-wise, I hate him. I absolutely hate him. He's the epitome of what this business should not be.
Okay.
But personally, that's my boy. That's my boy. I love Baby Keith. He even gave for free, gave my daughter one of his shirts, which
Nice.
it pissed me off so much. I'm cleaning out I'm cleaning out the car.
You're coming to the wrestling show and she's wearing a Baby Keith shirt.
Yeah, dude, I open the back door and I just see this huge picture of Baby Keith in my car, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, baby, what did you buy one of Baby Keith's shirts? And he's like, no, he gave it to Danny. I was like, oh, that's my boy. All right. I love that man.
Boy knows he knows how to get a fan.
But he's not a big dude, and he knows that. You know, he is working on that. He did tell me he's working on getting a little exercise.
Right.
Man, what a work. He can get a crowd. He can do amazing things. He's so fun to work with. Definitely, I consider him a brother of mine. I have the utmost respect and love Baby Keith.
I love it. Next name on name drop, Stevie Frick. Uh-oh.
I hate him.
You hate him. Okay.
If he watches, he knows why I hate him.
Okay.
It's a little inside joke of ours.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it's a little inside joke of ours. So if he's watching or hears this, I hate him.
Okay.
But no, Stevie Frick, much respect for him. Once again, love working with him. He's just so willing to work. Just
right.
Willing to do whatever to make the
Looks
match.
like him versus you, from what I see of him and his size, man. It's like
when we work together, we hit hard. We do all that stuff. But right now, we're actually on the same team. We are part of the same faction, the Emerald Empire. So
yes,
I
did notice that.
He is the FIP Florida Heritage Champion, and I will make sure that title stays on him for as long as it takes.
Okay, I got you. Speaking of your faction, let's go to name number 3. Simon Says.
One of the coolest cats I've ever met in my life. Just and honestly, one of the most genuine too. And especially in this business, you don't. Hopefully, you learn it soon, but you learn that you want to keep everyone kind of like at arm's length.
Right.
There's
a lot of drama in professional wrestling. Let's just put it out there.
Tell me about it. This is pro wrestling, but in the end, it's show business. This is show business.
Right.
And in show business, with my family and everything, I grew up in show business. So
I saw Simon Says do a couple of promos, and he is spot on.
He's spot on. He's great. And there's just one of the kindest, most gentle, caring. Honestly, he has a really great soul. He's a good soul. He's definitely someone you would want in your corner for sure.
I never get this guy's last name right, but this is the man we're going to have on Friday night, and I know you've had some run-ins with him too. August Artois.
Oh. I have proof that when I faced him for the FIP World Heavyweight Championship, he pulled my tights. I have proof. He's a cheater. He's a liar. He's a scumbag. I've never respected him. I think he's a cancer to this business.
Oh, I love it. I love to hear it.
I cannot wait to get in the ring with August Artois again, because it's not going to be like last time. It's going to be a drag out fight, because I think he needs that.
Yes, he does. He needs something, and we're going to find out Friday. So
but
strap up, ladies and gentlemen.
But I will say this: on the other hand, just because I hate him doesn't mean I don't respect him.
Right.
That man has taken that FIP championship and taken it all over the world and made it a world. He made it again a world heavyweight championship. He has put prestige behind that title. He has defended that title, I believe it's 22 times last year, all over the world, from Thailand to Puerto Rico to everywhere. And he's defended it with not the honor I wish he would, but he has put prestige and heritage behind that title again, and I do respect him for that. I do
And
love
I'm
him.
pretty sure we're going to hear a
him.
couple of times Friday night that he's the #1 wrestler in Florida.
Oh, that's all a gimmick. That's all little votes from Marks just voting in. Come on. No, honestly, I love the guy. I really do. I love the guy.
And last but not least, on hashtag Truth's name drop, this is a guy that I could watch him wrestle all day, every day. I even turned over to his YouTube channel, started watching him. Mr. Brian Brock.
Beast. A beast. But a teddy bear. Like when you really get to know him, he is a very kind human being. He's willing to work. He's willing to do whatever it is to make the story better. I have so much respect for him, and I love working with him because he also hits really hard. And we always have really good matches together, but we're on the same side with the Emerald Empire, and I got his back like I know he's got mine. But no, personally, all in all, literally, no joke, just shoot wise, every single person you named has a special place in my heart. They really do.
There you go.
Every single one of them. I respect all of them. I even, I look up to a lot of them too. I even pick some of their brains as well. I respect all of them. I love all of them, and I love that they are my colleagues.
There you go, man. No better way to end that. So we're going to go ahead and go right into the last segment of the show. We've been here a little over an hour. Jonathan, thank you for answering all the questions. We're not done yet, but I'm just thanking you for coming. It's been a great show, without a doubt. So we're going to come right back, and he's going to tell us where to find him on social media and some of the shows, upcoming shows. So here we go.
Hashtag Truth Podcast. Hashtag Truth. Speaking truth. Yeah, we'll never back down. Hashtag Truth. Shine light on the underground. Hashtag Truth. Uncovering what they don't want known. Hashtag Truth.
All right, we are back. We are talking with Jonathan Hudson. It is Florida week, and we want to know, Mr. Hudson, where can we find you on social media, and maybe name us a couple of shows you're going to be at soon.
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, I'm horrible with social media. I know I need to pick my game up, but like, dude, I'm a grown man. Like, come on, I got a wife and kids. I have better things to do. But no, you can find me at Facebook, just Jonathan Hudson. I'm the only profile picture with a broken table and a pro wrestler. You can find me on Instagram at jonathan.hudson87. Instagram is the one where I usually post at, and you can find me on Twitter. If I remember correctly, it's one of my old gimmick names, at Alpha Daddy 87.
At Alpha Daddy 87 on X, no longer Twitter, on X.
Or Twitter X, whatever the hell it's called. It's the same
Whatever
thing.
it's called this week, right?
It's the same thing. And shows coming up. So this Friday is the last WWN Proving Ground in Port Richey, Florida. They are going to start moving to Monday nights at the OCC Roadhouse. So this will be the last hurrah there. So that I have that show coming up.
Okay.
And then finally, I have Saturday and Sunday off, which is fantastic. and then I'm supposed to be going out to Arizona the next week. So I'm still
Nice.
trying to finalize all that stuff, and then February, I got a few things coming up, and then the other big one that's coming up is March 9th, which is WWE and FIP. And on those shows, and also these new Monday Proving Ground shows, they're going to be having WWE ID showcase matches.
Ooh.
Yeah, they actually already have one booked for the first Monday. So
Okay.
these shows are gonna, have a good stamp behind them.
There you go.
Yeah. So the big one is going to be the FIP one, March 9th, because yeah, the company that we all love is really involved with those shows. So yeah.
Nice. I love that. Well, sir, it has been a pleasure having you on Hashtag Truth. Somewhere on down the road, man, it doesn't even have to be a Florida week. I'd like to have you come back.
You let me know anytime.
Man, it would be my pleasure. I would love to have you. Tell all your buddies down there in Florida or wherever you head off. Tell them about Hashtag Truth, man. I'd love to have anybody and everybody that's in wrestling on my show. I don't turn anybody away. It's going to be I mean, I'm just so excited. I'm tongue tied right now, man. This was a great episode. You told us something that, which the gimmick of my name is Hashtag Truth, and you gave us some Hashtag Truth today. And I appreciate it.
First time I ever admitted that on any live anything where it can go to the world. So
there you go. Well, I'm going to end the show like this, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Hudson, you heard his story right here on Hashtag Truth. He went from being addicted to a drug to addicted to wrestling, and now he's going up the rungs of the ladder, heading to the top, and he will be in Florida or anywhere. You heard where to find him. Go check him out. He's going to be big without a doubt, and that is the Hashtag Truth. We'll see you guys Friday. I cannot wait until Arthur shows up. It's going to be amazing. We'll see you guys Friday. Have a great night.
Hashtag Truth Podcast.